There's been a proliferation recently of books on how to adapt to the rural life. Everything from raising Angora goats as watchdogs to profitable fish farming in a waterless septic tank. But there's a form of animal husbandry sorely neglected: the transitional development of small brown dogs from urban to country living. It's an exacting science, and that's probably why no one's tried to write about it. So this is probably a first in the world of animal husbandry. As I've mentioned before, Emmylou Cabbage is a small brown dog who attempted just such a transition, from lounge room in suburban Canberra to lounge room in rural Gundaroo, a transition that wasn't without trauma. At first, half an acre of rolling Gundaroo plains and soaring foothills might seem a just paradise for a small brown dog. Not so. You see, small brown dogs are as prone to role-playing or keeping up with their neighbours as people are. Emmylou's neighbours in this case were 14 bionic chooks and 1 moronic sheep. I've dealt in depth with their particular psychoses in an earlier discussion. Let's just say for now that early mornings are rustically peaceful at the Prickle Farm, with the sheep, chooks and the small brown dog all peacefully grazing in the mists. Emmylou participates in the grazing because she thinks she has to, not because of any sudden passion for eating grass. But like in so many things, it's keeping up appearances that count. We all know the effect of eating grass on a small dog's digestive system, so she's not encouraged to come inside very often after her gastronomic perambulations. Eating's always a problem for a small brown dog, and even more so in the country, where we find we suddenly have thousands of lifelong friends just aching to light a barbecue somewhere. The role of a small brown dog at a country barbecue is an interesting one, and not at all based merely on bludging a free feed. It's all very cerebral. You see, Emmylou is deep into discovering how best to hypnotise a sausage, a chopped piece of steak, bread or what have you, off a paper plate. It's quite a task, and I fear there's years of research ahead of her. Being a dog, I think she believes she's on the verge of a major breakthrough, because she has occasionally found one or more of these tasty morsels galloping down a gullet. This is more the result of appealing, sad doggy eyes than mind over matter. However, if she succeeds in her work and finds a way of successfully levitating food off plates, it should make mealtimes a whole new ballgame throughout the world. Another new pursuit a small brown dog has to learn in moving to the country is dinosaur hunting. Now, I've never actually seen Emmylou Cabbage hunt a dinosaur, but she must have been successful because she keeps bringing its bones home to bury. We realise the value of this pursuit and estimate that within 3 months we'll have enough bones to reconstruct the entire Brontosaurus. People should pay big quids to see it when we wire the pieces together. Equestrian events have also interested our small brown dog, ever since a horse almost trod on her while she was out dinosaur hunting. She's obviously studied up on horsemanship and has in fact made valiant attempts to obtain her own horse. True, it was very dead, and had been for some time, and was half buried under branches at the Gundaroo tip in preparation for a funeral pyre. But the proof of Emmylou's interest was obvious when she attempted to bring odd bits and pieces of her trusty steed into the car on rubbish dumping day. I'm afraid I became unreasonable and made her leave her tasty piece of horse leg outside the car. But undaunted, a veritable canine Princess Anne, she rolled round in the carcass for a while, just so she'd have a memento of her equestrian ambitions. Emmylou is getting gradually used to country life, and I think she rather enjoys it. Why else would she decide, just the other night, to keep the normally sleepy little community of Gundaroo awake with tastefully selected songs from stage, screen and record? Lights flashed on in appreciation all over the village as our little brown flower sang her appreciation to a friendly community. There's nothing good country folk like better than a sing-along at 2 in the morning. So it appears Emmylou Cabbage will survive her transition. Maybe she has already. While she was eating part of a dinosaur in the middle of the main street last Sunday, several cars were forced to brake suddenly to avoid her. One even ran off the road. We all had to admit the whole thing was typically Gundaroo.